Sorry, wrong video. Yeah, right, okay. So what I'm going to look at is ways of defining abnormality from the AQA psychology specification. So there are 4 ways that you need to be familiar with. Okay, the first one is statistical deviation. Okay, now somebody may be considered to be abnormal if they are in the bottom 2 or top 2% of the population. Okay, so if we look at intelligence quotient, or if we know it as IQ, then somebody in the bottom 2% may be considered to be abnormal because they would have intellect deficit disorder. Okay, problems with this model is it doesn't benefit people to be labelled with intelligence deficit disorder. Okay, and in terms of the top 2%, these would be abnormal, but it would not cause these people any issues. Okay, so it would be beneficial to be abnormal by that definition. So that's statistical deviation. Okay, now the other one is deviation from societal norms. Deviation from societal norms is simply where somebody's behaviour would be something different to the rest of the population. However, this has cultural bias, so something that may be acceptable in one place would not necessarily be acceptable elsewhere. Okay, so the other thing is it may not necessarily be harmful. So somebody may deem it to be abnormal if they were to follow a small minority religion, whereas in reality it's a deviation from a societal norm. It's not really representative of abnormal behaviour. Okay, now there's FFA. Now what you need to be aware of is that this stands for failure to function adequately. This manifests itself as a lack of eye contact, a failure to observe personal space, as well as distress. Okay, now in terms of failure to function adequately, a criticism of this is there may be certain situations such as bereavement which may people to not function adequately. This may not be abnormal behaviour given the circumstances. Okay, in some cases it may simply be a deviation for societal norms. It may not be behaviour deemed to be abnormal. Also, it's not a comprehensive definition, and therefore there are limits with using FFA. If you refer to any psychologists in their studies, it's Rosenhan and Seligman. The final one is deviations from ideal mental health, and this was put forward by psychologist Jahoda. Now, this is quite a comprehensive list. Okay, so Jahoda's model is people who have no symptoms or no distress. Okay, people can rationalise. People can self-actualise and achieve their goals. And amongst other things, okay, it's coping with stress and stressful situations. And on top of that, it's realistic worldviews, it's having good self-esteem and a lack of guilt, maintaining independence of other people, and be able to work successfully. Now, in terms of evaluating that, okay, people could argue no one person will display all of these criteria at the same time, so therefore it would be an unrealistically high standard for mental health. Okay, so in terms of the 4 definitions and 4 ways to define abnormality, you should have familiarity with these 4 concepts. Thank you very much. Wrong video.